And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes!
Hey, all you dads out there, you got to put the toys together early. Don't wait for Christmas Eve.
Breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
Woo!
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on this Friday night. Myself, Glenn, Lou, we're all here. Talk some more Giants. And it's not looking too good, guys. Again, I got it out there. Is this the San Francisco Giants offseason coming to a close? A couple of articles out there, a couple of quotes coming in from Manasian, however you want to pronounce it. Forgive me if I get it wrong. But it's not looking good. Again, take it for what it's worth. We're hearing a whole bunch of different messages coming from the front office. This one coming from an article from John Shea. And if you guys, again, the link is in the description below. So if you want to go take a look at the article yourself, you can. But it sucks, man. It sucks. And we're just going to have to see where this goes. But it's not looking good. And look, and it kind of goes in line with the deal that happened today. Did you guys happen to see the trade between the Baltimore Orioles and the freaking Tampa Bay Rays? Oh my God. I put a little post out there. Shane Baz traded to the Orioles. The Orioles gave up four prospects, two of them of which were they're in their top 10. Oh my gosh. Senior says Baz is legit. The guy has almost a 5 ERA, man. Granted, it's young, but my God, I shouldn't say he's young. He's 26 already. He's already 26. My God, that's a lot. Now, granted, a lot of that cost is probably coming from the control. But holy shit, he's 26. That's not that young. 3 years of control is what the issue is, as Armand is saying. And I think that could be it. But I don't know if I would not be spending two of my top 10 on a Shane Baz. That's just me. And he's coming off Tommy John surgery. Man, dude. That I did not know.
Shows the pitching sort of at a premium right now, Eric.
It is. It is. And that's the thing. I got a feeling that the Giants may be shut out as far as trying to get a pitcher through a trade. Hell, it's cheaper in cost, right, to just pay a freaking starting pitcher than it is to go out there and trade for one. It's crazy. Glenn, what's your thoughts?
I don't know what to say. Off the top of the show, Eric, you really covered it quite nicely. This is a team that last night, our breaking news was they buy a freaking rundown theater. By the way, Eric, getting off topic from the Giants for a bit, when your team is out buying theaters, Eric, a la the 1919 the White Sox era, home of Buck Weaver back in 1919, just picked up that beauty yesterday. Eric, I sat down today and I watched No Nanette.
No Nanette.
So most of you out there can say, oh yeah, No Nanette. That was me 24 hours ago. I knew that. It's kind of baseball lore. I actually understand the product now. I could have a conversation with somebody if they wanted to talk about no Nanette. Most people don't, but now that it's Giants lore, a little bit of that, Eric. And I did not know music. Here's your music trivia for today on this Friday. The old ditty, T for two and two for T, and me for you and you for me. That's from No Nanette.
No Nanette.
Yes.
You know who else knew about No Nanette? Our good friend Gary Mintz from the New York Giants Preservation Society.
Well, Gary's that age. He was probably in the front row.
He knew about it. But yeah, our good friend Gary with the New York Giants Preservation Society. Awesome.
I checked out his website today. That's something else I did. I had a lot of time. It's raining in the downtown. I didn't go out very far.
It's coming,
today.
man. It's coming.
So there you go. So yeah, a little no Nanette. I was checking out the Preservation Society's website. Caught a few of their old shows. Never a dull moment when you want to talk about Giants education. Check out their website and their past shows. And, we invite you to tune in, even though we don't have much to say. We're more in the entertainment business now. We're trying to entertain, Eric. We don't have a whole lot to talk about. Lou, can you add any stability to this programming tonight?
It's all about the Barnaby Coast era, old SF. I completely understand, but guys, you're talking about one trade. I thought we were going to talk about another trade because I've heard now for literally 2.5 years we need a second baseman. There was another trade, Eric. I don't know if you saw that.
Lau's gone.
No, I go with Brandon Lau.
Yeah. Now, to me, he would fit right in the Giants. 28 homers. I think he batted 263. And one thing before I talk about the trade, I wanted to talk about, with your trade 2 out of 10 prospects, if we were to make a trade and Eldridge was not included, and we say 2 of our 10 prospects, would you even blink? Do you even know who our 8th and 10th prospect are?
I know
they're being so bad.
I'm just saying
sometimes we overreact when we say 2 of your top 10 prospects. I'd love to get rid of 2 of our 10 prospects because it seems like all our prospects are suspects. We're still not sure about Eldridge. So that's all I'm saying. Who is it?
I'll tell you the problem, though, is it's the asking price for such a pitcher. If that's what Shane Baz is bringing, what do you think a Freddie Peralta or a Sandy Alcantara or an Edward Cabrera, someone like that, or Joe Ryan, if they decide to trade him, they're going to be asking for the world. I mean, it's going to be insane. Insane. MV, I see what you're saying. I'll get to it here in a short bit.
And then Eric, obviously we're talking about this. You're obviously a big fan of the 1983 classic Canadian Loverboy album, song 2 on side 2. It's over. It's over. So you're telling me the whole off season's over. So are we still going to be able to do the last 12 days of Christmas tomorrow through 4 days since it's over? I just wanted to make sure.
Dude, I'm already thinking ahead. I thought about that earlier today. I was like, I think I might just give away my ticket, man.
Lou bringing out the classic Canadian tonight. Some Paul Dean on guitar.
Lou is serenading the chat. That's absolutely amazing.
Mike Reno.
By the way, Eric, their bass. Lou must know this. If he's breaking out some trivia on the
bassist, where did he pass away? And do you know what's funny? It's the 21st. It was December 21st when he passed away underneath the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, he fell off the boat. He was never seen again, Eric.
Never seen again.
That's rough. That's a rough way to go, man. Hold on. There's MV said something in here. I got to get to it.
After the great video, Turn Me Loose. Turn Me Loose.
It's not I don't give a shit if it's private investors. It's the San Francisco Giants. That's the problem. It's the look. If you're going to go out there and say, hey, we ain't going to be spending a lot of money on starting pitching, why would you go and I don't give a shit if it's private. I don't care if it's baseball.
I don't understand that either.
No money. It's the same thing with Mission Rock, right?
What's this private investors, though, Eric? It was on Larry Baer was on every network today.
Then why isn't it Larry Baer has bought the Curran? Or how come it isn't Greg Johnson? Why is it got to be the San Francisco Giants? It's a bad look. I'm sorry. You ain't going to talk me out of it. It may not be the money from quote-unquote baseball operations, but it's still the organization, and it's the same organization that comes out and says, I don't want to spend any money. I don't like it. It's a bad look. End of story.
ESPN talking point later in the season, Eric, when we're about 14 games under 500, they go, yeah, but at least they got a nice theater they're working on.
Yeah.
It's a side project.
Yeah. I mean, but to your point with Brandon Lowe, look, he's got a bat, but here's the problem. His defense isn't that good. I've seen that a lot. A lot of people are reporting.
Who cares?
No, it does matter. It does matter. You got to look, if the Giants are going to do this, because yes, his bat might be good, but if you're giving away runs, especially in the middle of the infield, it's not good, man. It's not good. You're going to have to get a guy that can both swing the bat and also catch the ball. It's baseball.
I don't know.
It's the same thing I've been saying over and over. You got to get baseball players.
No.
And if you want to go trade for Nico Horner, Nico Horner is a guy.
Eric?
Yeah, but we already have that at third base then, because we have a guy that can't hit, but he plays defense.
Yeah. Eric, if you follow hockey, you can't. Too many people think, oh, you're gonna put together like Team Canada and Team USA, and let's just get our best scorers. You need balance, Eric. You need balance. You can't, if you want to have a defensive team and hope you win 2-0 every night or 2-1, then we got no offense now. We need offense. You got to balance, and you can't go all defense, Eric. I said it before. I like your defense and pitching, but if you got no hitting, you got no how.
He can hit. That's what I'm saying. Nico Horner can hit. He's a guy that makes contact, and he'll steal a bag here and there.
Horner. Now we're on the Nico Horner. Is he the flavor of the day?
Nico Horner is actually pretty good. I don't think they're going to be able to trade for him because, he's got a lot of control left. I would love to get Nico Horner. Donovan is also another guy, but do the Giants have enough?
This week it was Donovan. He's going to the Dodgers.
Should I say this? Dude, are the Giants bold enough to make a trade for a Donovan? Are they bold enough to make a trade for a Nico Horner? That would be okay. That would be okay because they both have a bat. It's not the power bat, but the Giants don't need power bats. They need guys that can make contact, play some defense, and run a little bit.
12 minutes into the show, I got to pop the pills. Jesus Christ.
That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is.
Guys, get working on the word of the day, and let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Jesus.
Ain't that
Friday night. This is tell you got Eric, Lou, and Glenn with no lives doing a show talking about nothing on a Friday night.
Tell me about it. All right, I'm looking around.
Anyway, what do you think, Lou? Are we Eric and I off? Eric wants to go defense. I'm saying you got to have some offense. Where do you stand on this?
I think when you already have a Gold Glove at third and a Gold Glove behind the plate, it's okay if you have a guy that's not a defensive. Even I think the guy hit last year. I mean, I'm just looking at Brandon Lowe, and they didn't give up much. Guys they gave up were not much. So I think the big problem. I mean,
it was a 3-player. I think there's a whole bunch of players involved.
But he had 31 homers and 83 RBIs. He fit right in with the Giants because I know he strikes out, but hey, the guy's got pop. He's a lefty. But I think the big problem that we're missing out on with the Giants is when you see trades for second baseman, obviously we weren't part of it because the great Susan didn't talk about it. We weren't, the flavor is we don't have anything to give up. I think that's the big problem. The Giants haven't really gotten their needs because we have nothing to give up. Obviously, they're not going to trade Eldridge. Okay. We're with them. That's not a problem. But when you look at our farm system, we don't really have anybody. We have more guys in high A and double A. They're 3 years away. People aren't going to trade for them. We're not going to trade anybody on our major league team because really a lot of those guys don't fit other team needs. As I say, if you want someone good, you got to give up somebody good. So I think the Giants are really, really tied. And I think, we're doing positions now like Farhan's still in charge. Manaya, I think, is a joke. I saw another interview today with him on one of the podcasts. And first of all, I don't think the guy knows what he's doing. And we obviously got the wrong brother because at least his brother makes moves. He doesn't. He just sits down and nods. He's one of these guys. Hey, I want you to do this. Okay, sir. You're the GM, dude. You're the GM of the San Francisco Giants. You got to have some balls. You got to have kahunas. And I've been saying that since Buster came in. I admit the Devers trade shocked me. I'm glad. But also you got to remember, we got a huge contract, out of it. So, I need more. I need more. I think the players we got, we did the usual Farhan move. One guy's off Tommy John. He's not going to pitch till July. I mean, what does that do for us? How does that? And the other thing is these players that we have doesn't sell tickets, doesn't get excited. We're more upset, not that they got players. It's how pathetic and mediocre they are. And now we're upset because the money they should be spending on players, they're buying land and a theater that's run down in an area that's run down. That's sort of the problem, And the other thing about this theater, hey, I'm all familiar with the current, but it doesn't need to be the lead story on every goddamn news station today. And Larry Bear's on TV saying, well, the Giants are an entertainment. That's entertainment. We really see a big fit, and that's the problem. Larry Bear's saying this. I'm sorry, but last time I looked, he's the CEO of the Giants. He's the president CEO. So he makes decisions. I believe that's a problem.
I think he's making the decision. You know why it's a good fit? They probably did the math and they go, we're going to make some coin off this. That's just an investment. I thought it was funny, Eric. You probably saw Just Minks, his guest for the day. My guest for tonight is Lou Gehrig. I think Eric came up with the word of the night. It isn't Lou Gehrig, but come on. Do you think we're going to use Lou Gehrig? Because none of us here in this chat, I hope Eric and Lou join me in saying that being a Giant fan does not make us the luckiest people on the face of the earth.
Look at that. Look at that. Using his own words. How about that? I like that.
I'm here all week.
B. Lee says, meanwhile, Jeff Passan says, wouldn't be surprised that the Jays sign 2 of the 3, Bregman, Bichette, or Tucker.
As Jeff Passan said, wouldn't be surprised if the Giants.
That's Jeff Passan saying that. I mean, that is absolutely. We're not going to get Bichette crisis. It sounds great. It ain't happening.
God, we can't get a bum pitcher at this point.
It ain't happening.
And the thing about the Blue Jays were this close. Blue Jays are doing exactly what the Dodgers have been doing the last 2 years.
Yes, they are.
They're building a huge force.
Hey,
they got the money. And the one thing I just want to bring up, and I'll bring it to you and let you go, Eric. Toronto was the team beside the Giants after Judge. Didn't get him. They still put out the money. They did the same thing with Ohtani. They said, hey, we got $700 million. The Giants said, we got $600 million. Of course, he went to the Dodgers. Judge that. So Toronto obviously had the money. Now they're using the money. The Giants, dude, you know what? We had the money 4 years ago. We just don't have it now. You know what I mean? Where the Giants talked a big game. Toronto talked a big game. Toronto's saying, hey, guys, we told the fans we were going to after these guys. We're going chips all in. And that's the thing with the Giants. Giants said, oh, we'll pay Ohtani $700 million. We'll pay Judge $700 million. Now, 4 years later, they won't even spend $10 million on somebody. Where Toronto's said they had the money. They're building a powerhouse. And you know the one thing? They now have it where if they lose Bo Bichette, look who they're getting in return. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, my God, we're going to lose Bo. We're going to be no good anymore. That's what a winning organization does.
And their lineups, you're talking Dodgers, Eric, and the Blue Jays, Lou brings up a good point. No matter who they have at each position, they have what I'll call serious ball players. They're building a team that has little to no weaknesses. And we have a lot of weaknesses. We're trying to get better positionally at each position. Really, people are saying, oh, Jung-Hoo Lee, move him here, so we need a new center fielder, we need outfielders. We just have so much to improve upon.
Well, here, let's get in. There's a couple of things. Ibrahim donates $10 super chat. Thanks, Ibrahim. He told me this, but I think Buster and Zach acquired Devers thinking they could continue to get Greg to spend, but miscalculated. Maybe. He closed the books, and now the Adames and Chapman deals loom large. They're right. There may be something to that. There may be, and look, you want to talk about a huge miss. That would be bad if that's the case. Again, I've been saying this for a little while, right? And I'm not the only one. Maybe there's just a little bit of a disconnect between what Buster Posey and ownership wants to do. No one has any proof, right? The only people that are going to know are the principals involved, but. There's something weird going on. Look, and here's another thing, right? Lou, to your point about Ohtani, if they went and signed Ohtani for that contract, that means they still would have added more pieces, right? But the Giants did. They got 600,000, right? Or I should say 600 million worth of contracts being pushed out. But that was spread over 3 players. You should still be able to add on. And look, as we stand right now, and hold on, let me do this real quick. Again, I got this article in the description below. Here's what John Shea said. Giants GM Zach Manasian said adding to the Giants rotation is not a total necessity.
Goddamn right it is.
It's not a necessity. This is coming from the GM, guys.
He's got to be educated. Educate that man, Eric.
So they're saying, and again, he's saying the same words. If you go read the article, he is saying the same thing that Buster said last year, and Buster said it again this year. They got this young talent, and they want to see who's going to break through. Well, you know what? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Down that road.
And I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to work. Look, and this is how it's going to be, right? Let's talk about you want to talk about the roster? This may be it, guys. Adrain Houser, Sam Hentges, and Jason Foley. With one of those guys may or may not be pitching in the late summer.
Foley's an elf on the shelf.
Now let's talk about this. So what does that leave the Giants at? Okay, let's talk about it. Who's going to be catching? Bailey. Third base, Chapman.
Okay.
Shortstop, Adames. Second base, Casey Schmidt. First base, Devers.
Oh, jeez.
Left field is going to be Ramos. Center field, I think, is going to be Gilbert. And I think they move Jung-Hoo Lee over to right. So it's the same roster. And the DH is going to be Bryce Eldridge. That's going to be your lineup next year. That, love it or leave it.
I'd rather have Jung-Hoo Lee.
Hey, that's where we're
Lee's
at.
natural center fielder, though. He's natural out there. You want to start fucking
Gilbert,
around? Want to fuck around? Put Drew, Eric.
Gilbert is going to be
the butt of every joke.
It doesn't matter. Gilbert's going to be
like
your
captain, a captaincy position. Who's the Giant center fielder? Drew fucking Gilbert. Nobody outside of San Francisco, and half of them won't know who Drew Gilbert is.
He's going to be the center fielder, and you're going to like it. That's what's going to happen.
I thought you said I'm going to like it. I'm going to have to learn to like it.
You're going to like it.
I'm not going to like it. You think he's going to be a game changer?
Defensively, yes, but with the back,
Eric, stop with the defense, man.
I'm telling you. Hold on. I'm just telling you.
All right,
I'm
Lou.
telling you, this is where they're going. This is
Lou,
where they're going.
Take the under next year because Eric says we're going to win on defense, and that's not how baseball's won anymore. You're going to win with offense. Take the under.
I'll tell you what. Well, hold on. I'm not done yet. So that's your lineup. That's your lineup. The starting rotation is going to be Webb, Ray, Hauser, Roop, and you know what the fifth is going to be? It's going to be a combination.
Kaiway.
He'll be a long man. Wisenhunt, Tidwell, Seymour, McDonald, Birdsong. That's going to be your number 5. It's going to be a combination of all those guys. I'm telling you, that's where it's going to be.
I think it's going to be McDonald, Kaiway, Teng, from what we saw from both of those guys at the end of the year.
Hold on. That's the rotation. What's the bullpen going to consist of?
Scraps.
Ryan Walker is probably going to be your closer. I'm sorry. You tell me who else is going to be the closer. Ryan Walker is going to be the closer. Sam Hentges is probably going to be a late inning kind of high leverage guy from the left. Eric Miller will be in there, right? Who else is from? Peguero will be in there. Bivens will be in there. Maybe Tristan Beck or Wynn will be in there. So you tell me with this type of bullpen, the rotation and the lineup, and then I haven't even talked about the bench yet, Glenn. So where do you think this team is? Do you think this is an 81 win team?
No, I think this team is more like about a 70.
If that is the roster, then you tell me how this roster is better than it was last year.
We can't. That's not a starter. We're worse. We're 72, 74 wins.
I don't think.
Where's your RBI? Where's your home runs? And they're not bringing back Wilmer.
No.
Wilmer won him 10 games.
I would have said he won 10 games. He was instrumental in the beginning of the season. There's no
thought he was equivalent to about a 8, 9, 10 win guy right there alone.
Only in the first month, right? He carried the team. Just like Smith carried the team in the month of August. So what was it? Was it August? Yeah, August.
Yeah, but he had walk-off wins more than.
I think both those combined, I'll give those two probably 12 to 15 wins, and they have not been replaced.
No.
But here's the thing. But this is what I'm trying to get to is where are we going to get these wins? Look, there was a lot of hocus pocus in the beginning of the season last year, right? Jung-Hoo Lee and Wilmer Flores last year were on fire to start the season, right? And that's how they were able to maintain to come out strong. Again, like I said, with Smith at the end of last year, and then the other guys started coming around there towards the end of the season, they were able to carry it forward. But then the pitching started falling by the wayside. So you tell me, man.
Well, who's coming in off the bench, Eric? Who's our
bench? I
bench?
have no idea. The bench, well, you're going to have Koss and you're going to have Justin Dean. Those are two.
Yeah, and
that's who it's going to be. Encarnacion will probably be on the bench. Okay, so you got one more.
Eric, this is a minor league roster we're talking about all of a sudden. If you take the big
this is where we're going. Hey, look.
The big three out, we're a minor league roster.
Look, we got to talk in reality here. I'm done with the wishing and the hoping and the praying. Now we're down to this is brass tacks. This is where rubber meets the road. And unless they make
rubber meets it, we got a flat tire.
Yeah. Unless they make some moves, this is what you got. And look where the Giants are in payroll, right? They're not even at 200 million yet. And remember, I asked the other day, where do you guys think? You think the Giants are going to get to the CBT? I don't think they get anywhere close to the CBT. We'll be lucky if they get to 210 million, let alone, what was it last year? Oh, did you see the numbers, by the way, guys? You want to talk about money? Last year, the Giants spent $225. Do you know how much last year the Los Angeles Dodgers paid in the CBT? Just the CBT.
Probably more than our payroll.
$169 million they paid to the CBT. That's it. Not just contracts, not just normal taxes. We're talking about the penalty that they have to pay because they've exceeded the CBT. $169 million. That's what the Dodgers, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Eric, I don't know the finances of what's coming in and going out. I mean, we're not the bean counters for that organization. But one would have to say that it's not. Listen, you spend that kind of money, Eric, and you have to pay a penalty that's even more. You're just like throwing the money. Eric, it's not about wins and losses for those big teams. The Dodgers. Now it seems the Blue Jays are moving that direction. I love it. I love the fact that you can talk Jays and put them up there in 1 year, a year and a half, Eric. They've gone from to way up here, and they were in a World Series. And you know what, Eric? When you spend that kind of money, you make it back tenfold. It's not just wins and losses. It's your brand. They're building their brand. The Dodgers are a brand worldwide. Blue Jay hats are popping up. Eric, the Yankees have traditionally been a big gun, right? They have a brand. Everybody knows the NY is not New York Mets. It's the Yankees. Eric, spend money. It builds your brand. People like you. You spend more merch, hats, TV deals, TV. I mean, I think there was more people watch the Dodgers World Series games and playoff games over in like Korea and Japan and China than the Giants fans watch all year, Eric. Jesus, I'm getting so... Eric, you know what? This is a bad offseason, Eric. This is a bad offseason.
TBD says Dodgers spent $110 million on Scott and Diaz. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They went out and spent a bunch of money on Scott last year because they needed a closer. He fell by the wayside. And what did they do? They went and signed Diaz to be their closer. They don't care. That's crazy, man. Here, hold on. Here, hold on 1 second.
So Eric, we got a winner. But
no, we don't. No, we don't. No. I'm about to.
Okay.
By the way, Lou, I think we're going to Eric and I, we're going to do something, and then we'll join Eric tomorrow night. Anyway, you can join. Lou and I will make an appearance from.
I understand what you're saying, Eric. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, we can't. I don't want to even say it because then people are going to know what it is. I can't say it.
Zip the lip, Lou. Zip the lip.
I'm looking to see if anyone said the secret word. What could it be? I don't know. Who could it be? Yesterday, man, it's pretty damn obvious. I thought people would get it, but they didn't.
It's a good point.
Took a while.
It adds to what I'm saying, too. Thank you, by the way. For somebody out there thinks it makes some kind of sense. No wonder a lot of them. You know how many blue jerseys we've seen at Oracle Park lately? The brand, Eric. People support winners. People love winners, Eric.
Yes.
The Giants bandwagon has plenty of room on the train. Plenty of room to jump on the bandwagon.
It's just absolutely.
It's more like hobos jumping on board, Eric.
But the one thing too about the Dodgers, the money you were saying, what was it, 100
ashtray money? 169.
They probably made that just off World Series merch.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know the Giants made a whole bunch, every year where you saw it, but hey, the other thing too, the exciting news is, we talked about Jeff Kent having new dates. Guess what they'll have at the ballpark? Theater night. Another promotion the Giants.
Don't even start. I swear, if they have a
Friday night movies on the big screen.
If they have a current theater freaking night. Oh my God.
And the exciting news, the patch. They'll probably have the patch.
Yeah, that's who talked about. Senior was talking about.
You're going to laugh at this, I'm sure. But hey, again, it's the Giants. I said to Bernice, as God is my witness. Today, I said to Bernice, I said, you know what we're going to see at the ballpark this upcoming season? She says, what? I said, well, I wear the headphones. I listen to Johnny or any of the boys. They're calling the games, so I like to get the perspective of what they're saying and how it intermingles with what's happening on the field and somebody gets hurt. So I'm kind of locked into that. But when between innings, when they go to commercials, they do the peanut race and all this stuff out in the. They're going to use the digital board. It'll be coming soon to a theater near you. They'll be running promos out there for their new theater.
Totally,
they'll be running preview. Like when you go to the movie theater, you see the previews. A coming attraction at Giant Sports.
I can totally see that. Come join the San Francisco Giants at the current theater as we play No Nanette. Could you imagine them playing No Nanette? What if that
the new version of the Nutcracker with Giants? Because even Larry said, you'll probably see the Giants, a few of them in some of the shows, like the Nutcracker or something. I mean,
like they did back in the day where Don McGraw would go on the vaudeville circuit. Yeah.
Good point, Eric. Good, nice.
Yeah, they did a lot. With the wealth in Silicon Valley, the Giants ownership are a joke. There's some truth to that. Senior made a good point. He goes, those nerds don't like anything about baseball. And there's probably some truth to that as well.
Eric, it's like non-baseball. This is how I feel tonight. It's like non-baseball people are running our team.
But that's the thing. We have a baseball guy as our president, but
but he's not calling shots. I think he's more a puppet now, Eric. He's not a puppet. And again, I brought it up on the show the other night.
You got to be careful.
I brought it up on the show the other night. Listen, if they decide this thing's bad and ownership was looking for somebody to blame, you know who they'll blame? They'll blame Manasian. They won't blame Buster. Buster's a figurehead. I'm Buster, but it's Buster.
But no. See, you got it wrong, though.
GM.
No, you got it wrong because it's the ownership. It's not Buster. If Buster's hands are tied, because
I agree. That's what I'm saying. But when ownership decides they're going to lay blame. The ownership is never going to take the blame. Somebody's got to throw somebody under the bus. It'll be Manasian, not Buster Posey. But who is the guy who should be working on building this? It's always Buster. Buster's got to get this guy. Manasian's your GM, Eric.
GMs are nothing anymore, though. Too. It sounds
bad. Get rid of them. Get rid of them all, Eric.
They are honestly. The GMs are just kind of they're middlemen. The GMs aren't like the GMs like they were in the past. They're just not.
Yeah, like 9 years ago when we had a decent one,
right? Like when Brian Sabean was the GM, it's the same as what the Pobo is today. It's just the names have changed. All right. TBD Mark Walter brought the Dodgers, now the Lakers, and soon either the Chargers or the Rams. He's reshaping professional sports and its management. Oh, let me see what we got here. Oh, okay. I see it. All right. Hold on. Let me get there. Let me get back up here.
No.
I think. Hold on. Let me go up here.
Or Lou, they put in a big screen at the theater, and then what they'll do is they'll have, Giants Friday Night Baseball. They're playing in Miami. Come down and popcorn with your friends, and so the theater environment. I can just see
it'll be both programs. In the current theater program, hey, a $5 gift certificate for a free drink when you buy Giants tickets. And then in the Giants program, hey, if you want to go see a Broadway show, bring this and get $10 off.
Who goes to Broadway anyway? Broadway in San Francisco.
Well, we got a winner, guys.
Very fucking Christmas.
We got a winner. How about this?
There you go.
Shota, Wade Meckler, and Marco Luciano. Yes, Marco was mentioned a couple of times already.
There it is.
There it is. But the people who mentioned Marco Luciano had already won, so they don't qualify.
Yeah,
so
true.
Shota.
Lou almost let the cat right into the bag.
Shota is now a qualifier.
Blame it on Lou. Blame it on Lou. I need
What
somebody
does
to
he get?
get?
What does he get?
Go for
What
it.
does he get? I don't want to. You know what? Let's just tell him all about the 12. Eric, you don't mind? We'll tell him about the 12 days for our newcomers.
Go for it.
All right, you get a chance to qualify each night. This is how we play. This is how we roll.
Christmas returns to Giant Sports Talk Live. Ho, ho, ho. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We'll announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we'll draw for a grand prize of a Giants game day experience with Glenn, Eric, and Lou Marsden, which includes front row dugout seating and refreshments, and a bonus prize of a Will Clark autographed team helmet. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live and pick a number between 1 and 12. Then on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas on Giant Sports Talk Live. Brought to you by Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, where it's always a festive time of year. Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.
Ian's got to work on the music next year. I feel like I'm in church every time
The very last one, yeah. 3 has already been taken, Shota. I got the numbers 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, and 12 have all been taken. So you got 1, 2, 4, and what am I missing?
2, 4.
9.
that'll be Lou and I tomorrow.
10. Oh, you want 10? All right, 10 is available. 10 is yours, Shota.
Cracking open a 2, 4 tomorrow.
Shota has number 10.
By the way,
congrats.
By the
Way
way,
to go,
Bernice is, she says, I'm in your hands, your gentle and delicate hands tomorrow. She goes, if you're going to be drinking margaritas, Lou better be looking after you after about the first 2 drinks. I said, yeah, I'll end up in jail, me and Lou.
I usually start with the beer and then we'll go to the margaritas. All right, I have a question. Is he local?
Shota, are you local? Are you in the area?
So many people outside of it.
I think we got Chewbacca. I forgot to ask about Chewbacca. I can't remember if he is.
It'd be nice to get somebody who would actually go to the game.
Senior is local. Val, Aaron, and that's it so far. I don't know about Chewbacca and Shota. Val, Aaron, and Senior are all local.
And after seeing Senior's kid over there, I think Giant Sports Talk Live got to make a donation of wiffle balls to the kids' school.
Yeah, right. Ain't that the truth? Shota, are you local?
Maybe we'll give a giveaway. Another game just for the balls for Senior's kids.
Yeah, every ball that's returned, you get a coupon for ice cream or something. I don't know.
I think he'll respond here shortly. Again, there's a little bit of a delay between when we talk and they can type. So we'll see.
Lou, you know what would excite me next year, Lou? And I say this in all sincerity because I know you're a fan. I look at this roster and I know I won't be going to as many games at this rate. Not at this rate.
Nope.
And you know what? You want to get me excited. You know the only thing. What was the thing that we had the walk-off home run? I know the game was in Sacramento. Wilmer had 3 bombs. We had a great opening week. You know what the thrill of you know what my favorite part of last year was? And Lou, you were there. You know. Crazy Crab.
The Crab.
Yeah, and watching, the makeout session in section 2 there. Mama was a little bit. There's some naughtiness going on at the old in induction ceremonies, right?
Yeah, with Lucille's mom.
Yeah, Lucio's
And
mom
the
was getting
crazy
it on with
crab.
another mascot. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be family friendly. But the crab, whoever, I shouldn't say that. We got to keep, there's some kids in the audience. The crab, I was going to say whoever is the crab. We know who the crab is. The crab.
Yeah.
The crab is the best mascot, hands down, in all the sports. I don't care what you say. He's a nut job, and I loved him. He was crazy.
Yeah, we're going to have to, one of these nights, show how popular he was when he was a Giants mascot. How excited the fans.
It was. Lou, you saw the response. They had the Philly Fanatic there, Eric, and they had some big name mascots. And when they announced him, and he's so crazy, he was jumping around, and the others were just sort of like, like it was like the All-Star game. The Philly Fanatic, and he didn't even blow his little tongue out or nothing. It was
crazy crab used to come out, and people would just belt him with beers. They booed. Oh, he was the best. He was the best.
Hey, Shota, you in the area? Let us know if you're in the area. He said, thanks, Sports Talk Live. Always amazing content. Appreciate you, man. What was the best mascot you were able to ever see in person? Is it the crazy crab for you, Lou?
No, I think the San Diego chicken.
The chicken, okay. How about you?
He was sort of the first, when you really think about it, of the big mascots.
The first one I ever.
He was pretty big.
I don't know if this guy qualifies as a mascot, but going to because we went to more A's games because it was closer to when I grew up. Was Crazy George?
Oh, he stole mine on me. Come on, Eric. Come on, Eric,
George, dude, with that drum.
Crazy George.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, dude, it was awesome, man.
Crazy
And
George.
The thing about Crazy George is he only supported the A's. I know he did hockey before with the Oakland Seals. But he was more A's. The banjo guy who would show up at every game, he went to any appearance to get in free. The banjo guy that'd be at a Niner game saying, go Niners, and then go A's and go Giants. He used to come to Candlestick and he'd get booed. Dude, you can only support one team. Don't say you're an A's fan and a Giants fan because you're not. I'm sorry. You got to support one or the other. It's just that simple.
By the way, Google. If you want to Google Crazy George, well, Crazy George Henderson, Eric, is not exactly a mascot. He is considered a North American professional cheerleader. And he was the inventor of the wave at the Rogers Center in Toronto, the Sky Dome, technically, at the time. And he got his start, up the coast. He got his rah-rah routine. He started that by becoming the here I am calling him a mascot now, like you, Eric.
That's what I call him. That's what he
at
is.
the British Columbia Lions games in the Canadian.
BC Lions.
There we go.
Take the under next year, Lou. Wins losses. Take the under. I think Lou and I should be doing the picks of the week show or something. I see Lou, you and I are going to adapt into a fantasy league show on the new year. Maybe in February, we'll start doing a show on fantasy because if you want fantasy coverage, Lou and I give it to you anyway for free right here. And Lou's a winner. Lou, you pick him. I make a lot of money.
Now again, there's a difference between the fantasy league you got to do every day or bets before the season starts. Where you're looking like now.
It's all related. It's all related.
Yeah, I'm going to see what do you think the Giants' total is for the year? Let's see.
As it sits right now at Vegas, it's probably, it's probably
like 80, probably 81 and a half like it was last year.
I take the under, to be honest with you. I think they've been lucky. I got to agree with Dan over North. Dan wanted to get rid of Webb at all costs. He says, you're pushing your luck that this guy doesn't get injured.
No, there is a risk. There's no doubt about it. The risk is always there. I
got to give him credit. I always say I'm the first to give him, he and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of shit, but I give him credit because he came up with the best line, pick a lane, which they just seem not to.
No, there is.
He was going at it hard. Get rid of Webb. Why? Because I think they've been lucky with Webb. They say that Webb's an innings eater and he's resilient. You know what? You keep pushing this guy over 200 innings, Eric. I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster. And you're going to have to again this year because they got nothing else.
Well, and that's the thing is Ray's going to walk. And look, we'll see. I mean, it is, you got to be careful in this day and age, the way that elbows have been going. Now, he's not a high velocity guy. Corbin Burns wasn't really high velocity. He did have a little bit more juice. I say he did throw harder than Webb. Webb has always relied on that movement. So that's helped him be able to surpass these 200 innings for the last couple of seasons. So I think he's still valuable. But no, to your point, it's you just don't. How many more bullets do you got in that arm? There is some validity to that.
Eric, what do you feel about Webb being on the WBC team?
Hey, you just got to be careful.
Supposedly,
Dave Greshner is going to be on Team USA, and he's going to be tracking the workload and all this other stuff. If they're not pitching them a bunch of innings, right? If they're just out there throwing a couple of innings, okay. Because look, it's spring training, and that you do that in spring training anyways, right? You build up.
But in the WBC, you're sort of going probably 90%.
Now, that's the difference.
70.
You're competing. The competitive juices are a little bit higher than, say, spring training games.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. There's no doubt.
They're not going to be going in past. They treat this pretty serious. They don't. Webb won't start and go, all right. It's not like playoffs. He's going 2 innings to start. It's like down to brass tacks right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how
hard.
And that's the thing. You can't look. The one thing the manager can't do, he doesn't have a remote control and dial up or dial down what the pitcher's doing. The pitcher's going to throw what he wants to throw, right?
Yep.
So you
and there are a lot of egos. You know, when you're pitching behind Scooble and schemes, you want to show, hey, I'm one of these guys. You know what I mean? Where you might, umph it a little bit.
Yeah. Can I ask you, Eric? Do you recall? And I do. Got to tell you, I love baseball. It's like turtle race. I love betting. So you put 2 turtles racing, and it won't end for another 16 hours. I still got to watch. I love the fascination of competition. So when the World Baseball Classic rolls around, I love it.
It's fun.
When they had the KBL games or KBO games during COVID, I was up in the middle of the night. I was watching. I learned so much about I never knew. Couldn't name a team to begin. And now I was watching the LG Twins all the time. And I love how the teams aren't as much the city. It's whoever the freaking sponsor is.
Whoever the sponsor is.
That's the team. So LG, I had to jump on board with the Twins. But Eric, I got to ask you something. And maybe you can educate me on this show. Can you recall a major player who got injured by participating in the World Baseball Classic?
Edwin Diaz did. Diaz.
I can't remember.
But it wasn't his arm. It wasn't his arm. He was celebrating.
A celebration.
He was jumping up and down, and he blew out his knee.
I don't remember.
For the whole year.
Crazy.
Yeah, and New York Mets fans had a cow.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's just nuts. He blows out his knee celebrating.
Yeah. So that's another danger of. That's why I bring it up. I just think there's a danger involved, isn't there?
Look,
especially if a guy like Webb. I mean, you basically you're putting to compete this upcoming season. By the looks of things, you're putting a lot of weight on his shoulders, and for him to get hurt, it's over, Eric. It's over.
Yeah, look, there's risk in everything, man. There's a risk getting in your car, driving to the store, right? I mean, but I get it when it's professional sports. When I said this, when those competitive juices start flowing, you want to go out there and you want to give it all you got because you want to win, right?
Pops, though.
And that's the thing. That's why the manager has to be very careful. So Mark Rosa is gonna have to be like, all right, hey, let's see what
pressure on them too. I think Lou and I are the same. Lou and I and Mike Reno all night long. I keep using Lou's line now. It's over. Jeez, it could be over early. And we were lucky. I still say, guys, you don't. I don't think many of you agree with me, but I think last season, if you break down the start we got off to and the couple of, wins, that Texas win where the ball was thrown to first and then to third and the outfield. And I think we stole a few wins and we were still basically a 500 team.
Well,
I think we got lucky a lot.
We started off 12-4 and we had to sweep Colorado to go.
But they all evened out. It evened out because the Giants lost 14-15 in the middle of the summer. Yeah. So it all evens out. That's why in 162, you can't judge just the first month. You can't judge the last month. You can't judge the very middle. You got to take the entire season in totality to really understand where the team is because you're going to have your ebbs and your flows. Now
I agree with Eric. There are going to be ebbs and flows, but the difference is teams like the Dodgers, they go on, oh my God, they're on a 6-game losing streak. That's it. We go on a 14-game. The good teams are better than the bad teams. Period. Said, done.
The Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, they got into a double-digit losing streak in the middle of the season too. So it happens. It happens.
Yeah,
to good
well, they're
teams, it
polishing
happens
the
to bad
rings,
teams.
and we're not. So,
but the difference is the Dodgers are more put together to get through that slog than the Giants did.
ooh,
Right,
the
that's the
slog.
problem. Right, they were able to do that, and again, can these respective clubs recover from a long-term slump, or can they maintain somewhat of a winning record? So
They get through the slog, and we got nothing but fog and rain. Jesus. Bring your
by the way,
umbrella,
guys,
bro.
those of
Bring
you
your
in the
umbrella.
Central Valley, get ready. I think I looked on Weather Channel around 10 o'clock. It's really it's going to be pouring for like days, Lou, right?
Is
Yeah,
MLB
3 days.
Network, is it that boring? Eric's watching the Weather Network, for God's sake.
Oh, I got to keep an eye on it, man. I got a pond in the backyard. I got a pond in the backyard. I got to make sure that shit's good to go, man.
New super chat. Yeah,
Randy Hoffman, $10. Thanks, Randy. If San Francisco don't make the playoffs this year, they are going backwards, not forwards. That's a fact. I would agree with that. Randy. Look, you're at 80. How are the Giants going to exceed 81 wins in 26 with the way the roster is currently prepared? Look, could they have some magic? They could. And I'm not sitting here trying to shit on anybody. I'm just saying what we saw last year, if you're not going to put together somewhat of a better roster, it's going to be tough because the Dodgers are out there, right? They're not losing. If anything, they're going to add. The Atlanta Braves are going to be better. Now, I'll tell you one thing. There is another team out there in the National League that could be worse off than the Giants, and that's the New York Mets. Where's Mark? Mark and Armand. Man, the Mets are in a bad spot, man. They spent a lot of money. And that's an example of how you could spend money and it doesn't quite work out. And I think we're seeing it play out with the Mets right now because they don't have a roster.
There's a topic of conversation as it sits today. The Mets, the Giants. Who's in the leakier of the two boats out there?
Honestly, they're both in the same boat. Honestly, they are. But except one is at 280 million and the other one's at about 200. So I
don't agree with Mark. And Mark and I usually get along. Mets are going. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was reading the wrong post. It was TBD. Padres will be worse than the Giants. I don't think so. See that happening. Come on.
Look, they signed that. They signed the Korean
Michael
player.
King.
They signed
Michael King.
Sounds like they might do something else too. I mean, they're
Last time I looked, the Padres have a much better offense than the Giants, probably by about 2 runs a game.
Yes.
They have a better lineup.
Yeah.
The pitching may be a little bit suspect, but if they keep Pivetta and Michael King has a bounce back, it's as far as the pitching is concerned, right there with the Giants, right? It's gonna be interesting to see what they do if they add some more starting pitching.
I still think the problem with the Giants, again, this offseason, it seems to be a continuous thing. It's habitual for this organization. Is, again, I always call it the polishing a turd and trying to find a diamond. But we always go looking for bargains, don't we, Eric? I mean, we're a bargain basement team, and we try to brag. We try to, Farhan would get a guy who exceeds expectations. Go, look what I got. Look what I got. Like it's some, okay, a little pat on the back. Oh, look what you did. But what about the other bums we ended up with? You can land that turd that starts to shine, Eric. But it don't happen every day because you gotta get quality ball players, Eric.
You gotta put together a team.
We don't do that, and it's frustrating to be a Giant fan.
And you know what my concern is? The lineup will be okay. I'll say that the lineup will be okay. What my biggest concern right now is the starting rotation. I'm sorry, I'm not putting any faith in Adrain Houser. Sure, he might be okay, but when you get into that 4 and 5, there's questions. Landon Roop showed that he could, but is that elbow going to start get cranky again? How many times did we see players where they're like, yeah, they got a cranky elbow, they got to shut them down for a couple of weeks, and then they come back, they play a little bit longer. Oh, that elbow's cranky, and then within a year or two, they wind up getting Tommy John. That's my concern with. And
you love. I mean, you preached it tonight, Eric. You get me a little ticked off, but you love your defense. But my God, how many?
They need a dude.
Are we going to be talking all season long And I'll start opening day, Eric, if it's an 0 for 4, an 0 for on the board. But how many games, how many years do we got to go through the anemic hitting from our catcher? Come on.
That's the least of the Giants' worries right
now.
No,
it's not. There's a guy who comes up every game and every time, nothing. Eric, he hurts you. I'm telling you.
That happened with a lot of
bums. You know what? The organization's so high. Oh, well, we sometimes Lou's preached about this before. Sometimes the fans, especially, but the team, they'll make their player out to be more than he is, and I think that is the problem with Patrick Bailey.
Well, here's the thing:
too high a pedestal when he's not. I mean, he's an average guy. He can't hit,
but he can catch. Dallas says they need a dude. And I agree. He says it has to happen. And I agree. The Giants need a dude, and that dude needs to be a starting pitcher. End of story. They need to figure out how to get to 1,800 innings pitched.
Eric, I have a question. You talked 10 minutes ago. The season's 162 games. Our team's good for about 75.
80. Yeah, right.
80. What are we going to do for the remaining 82?
Exactly. That's why you got to get a starting pitcher. Again, if you want to get go get Framber. The guy does the same thing that Logan Webb does. He's an extreme ground ball pitcher. He goes out there and throws 200 innings, and he throws from the left. Framber Valdez is a perfect fit, but the Giants won't freaking pay, and they should. But whatever. That's neither here nor there.
But whatever.
Yeah, we can't do nothing.
Whatever.
Real quick before we get out of here, Rob Poole. What's up, Rob? Haven't seen you. Well, I think I've seen you a couple times. If I haven't greeted you, welcome to the fraternity we call Giants Sports Talk Live. Giants should go bold. I'm all for it. Trade Devers to the Mets. They need a first baseman. Sign Tucker. Sign Dom Smith. Start Eldridge at first base. Sign Amai. Great offseason. That ain't happening.
You're dreaming.
That ain't happening.
Giants should go bold.
You're not going to give up Devers, who's
they're still at the starting line, and everybody's.
You're not going to give up Devers, who you just traded for, for a Tucker who's going to require, who's probably going to get 400. Dom Smith, that's kind of a redundancy, right? It worked with Devers last year. Start Eldridge at first base. I understand that you got to have them sign Amai. That's not happening. There's no way they're going to sign Tucker and Amai. It ain't happening.
No,
it ain't happening. I understand what you're saying, but I don't see that happening. Eldridge is going to be your DH next year. He'll play an occasional first base, but it sounds like he's going to be your DH. 21-year-old DH. Hey,
Lou, you're into we got bowl season tomorrow. I'm sure they'll have some football games over at the bar tomorrow when we're having our lunch and our dinner and whatever lingers into the evening. The Sharks back in action tomorrow, 17, 15, and 3. They're hosting the Kraken. So if I skip out early, maybe I'll go to the game, but we'll watch that as well if we're still there. Lou and I are going to be on location tomorrow. You can come drop by, see us. I'll have some stickers and you never know what else I'm going to have.
There you go.
I'll have a few cocktails, that's for sure.
And by the way, if anybody in the chat, anybody in the Bay Area, especially before Christmas, goes to Tommy's, tell them you heard about us on the show. Tell them we saw Tommy's. We want the famous Tommy Margarita. We saw it on Giant Sports Talk Live. Go in there and demand to taste the Tommy Margarita.
Demand.
Because it's no good if they're advertising with us. When we go in, you got to tell them. I heard about
I'm sure people are going to go in and go, what's this? Is this Lou Marsden full of crap as usual? But I need to prove them wrong. And they're going to go, no, again, Lou, top shelf. And
we might even take a video and then bring it on tomorrow night to show you that we are actually there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, we might cut in. We might do a bit of the show from there tomorrow. Lou.
You guys will be they close down before we even go live, I think, right?
Yeah, we'll
they close like at 8:30. Usually they look, can you please leave? Please leave.
Yeah, I know.
We were going to tape something, and then Eric was going to go, we're going live and on location right now, and run the video. But now you blew that, guys.
Well, how's that going to work when you show up back here in your freaking place?
I won't be here tomorrow night.
Oh, well, fair enough then.
I thought Lou and I were taking more. Lou, I don't know. I can't speak for Lou. He's a regular. 2 margaritas, and they're gonna. I told you, Lou will be pushing. The guy in the wheelbarrow will be me.
Fair enough. That's cool.
That's why they have Uber.
I got it.
Uber and
I had
Lyft.
2 glasses of wine last night, and Bernice couldn't get me.
And how about we do that then?
Fall to the bed.
How about you just get log on from your phone. Log on from your phone at 8:00 and just go live from there. And
you want about a jail cell? Do when I say one call? Can I call Giant Sports Live?
You should be able to access it. I could send you the link by email. You should be able to get right in. That'd be cool.
I have no cell service behind bars.
All right, let's get out of here, guys.
Congrats to our qualifier again, Eric. Congrats.
Yes, exactly. Shota was our qualifier today. He chose number 10. Again, thanks to Ibrahim, TBD twice, and Randy Hoffman for the super chats. We appreciate that, guys. Awesome. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. Yep. And we'll be back here tomorrow night, 8:00. Do it all over again.
Be careful in the rain driving, guys. Be careful in the rain.
Be careful in that rain. It's going to
be
wet.
Sing a tune, though. You can be singing in the rain. Maybe we'll check that out at the new theater.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
I'm out of here. See you guys.
Bye.
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.